Hello, everyone. We are live. Welcome back to Mostly Football. NFL Conference Championships in the books. We have a Super Bowl ahead of us. It is a rematch of Marshawn Lynch, Tom Brady, Russell Wilson, Seahawks, Patriots. Here we go, baby.
Yeah, but the thing is about this one, it's not gonna go the way people are expecting it to.
How
I,
are
I don't,
people? How are people expecting it to go?
I don't think it's gonna be close. I like the Patriots, but that Seahawks defense is man. It's they don't have the Patriots are not equipped to handle that defense. They're not equipped for it. So it's gonna be Mike Vrabel's gonna have his work cut out for him, but I don't think they're not equipped to handle like weapon wise. They don't have. I mean, Stephon Diggs is gonna have to. He's gonna have to put the team on his back if they want to win that game. That's for damn sure. So I don't
I
see
mean,
it. I don't see it. I don't
they
know,
did
man.
they did place or play. They did play a pretty tough defense today in Denver, but to your point, I mean, it's not like anybody on offense had a big day.
No, no, not at all. You look at he Jared Stidham. He held his own for like the first quarter and a half, and then a couple mistakes took place, and then it just went. It was downhill from there. It was down. It was downhill from there. Uh, they had a chance, but at some point when the mistakes become too much and that pass rush gets to you, it's a done deal.
Yeah, I'm watching the recap on NFL Channel right now, and really, I mean, the key moment was late in the fourth quarter when he just throws that ball up for grabs,
Yeah,
and I
that
think it was
is.
like Christian Gonzalez. Christian Gonzalez just looks up, comes down with it, no problem.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah, pretty much.
It was.
And this game, I mean, it's just like last season when I don't know if you remember when the Rams came to play the Eagles in Philly. The beginning of the game was like fairly nice weather, and then by the end of it,
That damn snow kicked in. The fun thing is they're gonna have probably one or more peaceful. It's gonna be nice. They're gonna be in Santa Clara. It's gonna be very nice. It's gonna be warm. It probably gonna be warm, but it's gonna be warm-ish, warmer than both of their fucking where they're gonna be playing at. So shit, it won't be fucking 4 degrees. So it. I knew the Patriots were gonna make it once Bo Nix went down. But even if Bo Nix didn't go down, like I said before, the Broncos offense. There's an issue with their offense.
yeah,
I don't know what it is. I don't know if they don't have enough. If the receivers, I don't know what it is, but there's just something with their offense that it's not consistent. There's just not enough consistency. Cortland Sutton can only do so much by himself. There's only
yep.
so much he can do. The run game is iffy. I mean, it's very, very iffy. I don't think they had a big game on the ground at all this season. Like it's super iffy. And you can't win like that, especially when your defense is constantly on the field. At some point, they get tired, and then that's when the problems happen.
Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe I mean J.K. Dobbins had a few games early on, and then I think R.J. Harvey had one or two, but yeah, no one really ever had that like classic Broncos, that you think of after the Terrell Davis years when there's like everybody they threw back there and the Mike Shanahan, could just run for 1,000 yards.
I think that's something they need to address in the offseason because don't get me wrong, their running backs they're good, but they're not. You need that number one guy. You need that guy that can take that. That's a threat to go.
Yeah.
And Seattle has two of them, but one of them, which probably won't play for the rest of won't play in the Super Bowl. But I mean, his backup is still good,
Yeah.
which is crazy because the backup was the lead back before the other guy came.
Well, that's what's fun about it too is it's like I told you, I kind of I was with the kids and I fell asleep during the Rams Seahawks game, so I didn't see much of it. So I'm trying to catch up and I'm trying to watch the recap of it before we come on here. And I'm watching the recap, and all of a sudden I see Zach Charbonnet, and I'm like, God damn it, this is from months ago. This isn't the recap I need to see.
So Seattle is probably the most complete team right now going into the Super Bowl. Offensively, defensively, special teams, they are across the board put together. Sam Darnold is playing out his fucking mind right now. Sam Darnold is like, I want this Super Bowl. Like he started. So I think the game it started with. I mean, you had he threw for. I think he threw for 3 touchdowns tonight. So he threw for 3 touchdowns, and they had a couple field goals. But that often Jackson Smith and Jake Purdue is. Listen, the Patriots better come prepared. And man, he had 9 for 139 yards, and I think that was going into the fourth quarter.
Jesus.
So that was just going into the fourth quarter. That game wasn't even over yet. The run game was doing what they're supposed to do. Like that defense is crazy. Now, there's a moment I want to address. Yeah, 10 for 153 and
Whew.
yeah. And look, Kenneth Walker did 19 for 62 and a touchdown.
Yep.
And Sam Darnold didn't turn the ball over.
346 and 3.
Mm-hmm. So here's what almost sold the game for the Seahawks. So Tyreek Woolen had hit a big play on Puka Nacua. It was like 3rd and 12, and he breaks up the pass, 4th and 12. This dipshit gets up and decides to talk shit to the entire Rams sideline. And he flagged him for it. 15 yards. Next play, Puka Nacua for a touchdown on Tyreek Woolen.
No.
Yeah. It was it wasn't like there was like a run play. No. Penalty, 15 yards. Next play, throw it to Puka, touchdown. Tyreek Woolen. I was like, ooh, yeah, that's it. Like you sold the game. But luckily, the defense stood up and they stopped the Rams on a 4th and goal. So that kind of saved, because if they score, I think McVay should have took the field goal, because you're only down. I think at that point you're only down 4 points. So just kick the field goal.
Right.
Make it 30. Make it just make it 30 to 31, and you're good. But he wanted to go. This is the 4th down play here.
Okay.
So as you can see, look how much time is left on the clock. Like, kick the fucking field goal.
4th down, Stafford.
Man. All they had to do was kick the field. You kick the field goal with 4:54. Like, you still got 5 minutes left. Kick the field goal, make it a 1-point game. But for whatever reason, you thought you needed to go for it here. I feel like if it's not under 2 minutes, you don't really need to go for it on 4. Just kick the fucking field. Look how much time is left on the clock. And their defense is playing good.
Right.
They weren't playing great, but they were playing good enough to get a stop. Give them an opportunity. At that point, once that happened, that was it. That momentum was gone. But yeah, no, Tyreek Woolen almost cost them the game because he didn't know when to shut the fuck up. Like all you had to do, literally, this is what he did. The play is over. He gets up. He walks, like he's literally on the sideline where the Rams are, talking shit. I'm like, and they ain't gonna have the nerve to be shocked when they call a penalty on him. I'm like, you can't. No. You can't do that. Like, you gotta act like you've been here before. Act like you've been here before.
Right.
Don't make no fucking sense. Like, at all. None of what he did made sense.
Man, let's see what JSN had to say after the game.
Been out there getting the job done.
And now we'll see you in the Super Bowl. Quarterback Sam Darnold get emotional. You are as well. Tell us what you're thinking.
I just want to give all glory to God. You know, without him, you know, I'm nothing. And just what he has had on this team and this city and myself, I just want to give him all the glory. It's an honor to be here in Seattle. It's an honor to lace them up with these guys, and for us to be going to the Super Bowl, it's a dream come true.
The first half, I mean, I remember our play-by-play Kevin Burkhardt saying to Tom Brady, how is he so open? How were you so open today?
I told my team, I'm going to do whatever it takes. Whatever y'all ask from me, I'm going to get it done. Whatever that might be. And that's what you saw today. You just saw grit, determination. You saw passion out there, and you saw a group, a collective, going out there getting the job done.
And now we'll see you in the Super Bowl in 2 weeks.
Man,
It's wild to me that you look at a guy like Sam Darnold. He was in Minnesota last year. They went 14. They went 14-3 last year. Minnesota did, I think.
they had a damn good record. Yeah.
And then they get knocked out of the playoffs. Minnesota chooses to stay with J.J. McCarthy and let him walk. He goes to Seattle, and they fucking it was like Seattle just needed an upgrade at the quarterback position.
Yep.
They got rid of bum ass Geno, and they brought in Sam Darnold. And what do you know? Jackson Smith-Njigba actually looks like a fucking Pro Bowl receiver. Like, what the fuck? Like, just like that, they're heading to the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Just like that, they're heading to the Super Bowl. So it's mind-boggling to me, man. It's just like it's really one piece. It's really just one piece. And now look at it. This is what I texted you earlier. The reason why Sean McDermott, because a lot of people didn't understand, why did Buffalo fire Sean McDermott? Well, Mike Vrabel's been there for 2 years. Drake May's been there for 2 years. They're going to the Super Bowl. You motherfuckers have been at the helm forever, and you can't get there. Joe Burrow's been to the Super Bowl before you got there.
Yeah.
And that's the odd part. This was your chance. All you had to do was beat Drake May. You had to beat Trevor Lawrence. You couldn't fucking do that. You couldn't. You had the easiest road to the championship, to the Super Bowl, and you couldn't do that.
And I felt like that was, I mean, you know, that's what the Bills owner said. He's like, I felt like we hit that proverbial playoff wall, you know, with Sean McDermott. And it's like, again, even if you think the guy's had success, which he's had for sure, but like, I mean, that was such a good point you made when you pointed out that, like, this was the year. I mean, you don't have Burrow, Jackson, Mahomes, like none of those guys in your way, and you're not even, you didn't make it to this point. Like,
no, you're not even close. You barely got out the wild card.
Yeah.
And you get into the division round and you get your shit pushed in, and now you're sitting at home and now you don't have a coach. And here's what's funny. Like, so then the GM and the owner, I don't know if their brains and their mouths are connected together. I'm not sure, because one's saying they're blaming a lot of things on Sean McDermott, and the GM is contradicting what the owner's saying. Just a whole lot of shit going on in Buffalo right now.
Yeah.
And one of the things is, at some point, and I don't understand why, at some point you have to blame Josh Allen. Like, Sean McDermott wasn't the one out there throwing fucking interceptions and fumbling the football. It wasn't him.
Yeah.
He couldn't go. He couldn't hold the ball. What am I supposed to do if we keep turning the ball over? What am I supposed to do? How am I supposed to fix that?
Man, I just think that he's already, as much as they haven't gone to the Super Bowl, and I'll definitely grant you that, like, the constant, getting to this point and, never really having. I mean, he had Stephon Diggs for sure and some good years with him, but like never really having the same type of weapons that other quarterbacks have had, and always doing more with less, right? So that's always going to be Josh Allen's legacy. And I just don't think anyone's ever going to be like, even with Brett Favre, like Brett Favre does get scrutiny for all the interceptions because, I mean, damn, he had the record for a while.
Right.
He might even still have it. But, yeah, I just don't think Josh Allen's ever going to get, like, that level of criticism, and he's only going to be remembered as the guy who, like, lifted the team, just didn't lift him high enough.
That's what it's going to be, and I don't like it. I think at some point he needs to start facing the exact same scrutiny that Mahomes and Lamar and hell, even if Sam Darnold was to botch this game, if Sam Darnold was to throw 3 interceptions in this game and they lose, they're going to point the finger at him.
Yeah.
They're not going to point the finger at the coach. They're going to point the finger at Sam Darnold. Everybody's going to be like, see, we told y'all Sam Darnold. No, like at some point, Josh Allen has to start taking responsibility for the failures of this team. Like you have to. I mean, look, I think one year where it was a 4th and 1 and he got stuffed on a fucking QB sneak.
Oh man, that was a wild play. Yeah.
Yeah, like you got the one more than that defense that you got to figure out something. You have to figure it out. You can't keep saying they can't keep blame. So you don't have nobody to blame now. So whoever you hire, if y'all don't even make the playoffs, because the Patriots are only gonna get better. That's for fucking sure. I'm not sure about the other 2 teams, but the Patriots are only gonna get better. I got a feeling that they're probably gonna add another weapon on offense for Drake May, because Stephon Diggs is only gonna last for so much longer. And the fact that Mac Hollins is making plays is beyond me. But I think they're going to retool that offense. I think they're going to add some weapons. And they're only going to get better. So now you got to bring in a coach who can figure this shit out. And Keon Coleman, that poor bastard, he's taking all the fucking blame. He's taking all the blame at this point. He's the scapegoat. So we're not going to blame Josh Allen. We're going to blame the 2nd round draft pick that we took that nobody really should have took, because nobody wanted him, allegedly.
See, and I hate that for him, and it goes to show why these freaking managers are not why these owners are not general managers, because they're just assholes. They have no tact, they have no diplomacy, no sense of like, oh, maybe I shouldn't talk shit about this young guy and create
out in the open.
Out in the open, dude. And even if you feel that way, that's fine. But now you've created this atmosphere in the locker room where all these guys are just going to be like, well, I don't mean jack shit to this guy, so why should I even put myself out there on the line? Yeah.
Just like, no, fuck that. Like, you're not going to sit here and tell me, well, I didn't really want to draft, and that was a coaching decision. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? In front of not in private. This wasn't like, oh, somebody caught him on a hot mic. You stood in front of the media, with a microphone in your face, with cameras rolling, and said this.
You said, "Hold on, let me interrupt." You wanted that moment.
Listen to me. If I was Keon Coleman, you would have had to see me. Y'all had to see me, and I'm gonna make fuck that.
The owner went total Kanye Taylor Swift on the general manager. He's like, "Hold on, wait a minute, let me grab that."
So he interjected and said that. So no one even, it wasn't like a question that was asked.
Nobody asked you.
It was information you provided that nobody fucking asked for. Oh yeah, no. See, you know what? Yeah. Kiss my ass, man.
That's fine. That is kind of funny to think about, like the general managers like talking about the weather. Just like, I got to get this off my chest.
Yeah,
We
like,
didn't even want Keon Coleman.
Has this been bothering you all year, motherfucker? Like, is this the reason y'all kept putting me as a healthy scratch because you did? So what happens to Keon Coleman now? What do? Because fuck you. I'm not playing for this team. I don't give a fuck who you bring in. No, cut me. I don't care. I'm not playing for this team if you just and you publicly humiliated me in front of everybody. Okay? No, fuck. And now they talk about it. No, fuck that. Let me go. I'm out of here. You got to cut me. You got to cut me. I want to release. Release me because I'm not. No, I'm not. No, I'm not playing for y'all.
NFL's a weird place, man. But so do you want to switch over to the Broncos Patriots, or do you feel like we covered that well enough?
That game it played out the way I expected to play out. You got two teams that are not very explosive on offense, and their defense carries them.
Yeah,
and they played out that way, especially when the snow started. Oh, man, that I was like, yep. And Drake May can throw the ball, but they just don't have enough explosiveness on that side of the ball. What's his name? Travion Henderson. He doesn't play much anymore. I don't understand why. Because there was a couple games he went for almost 200 yards, and why the fuck are y'all not using him? Like, what's going on? Why are you using the guy who got fumbleitis? Like, granted, he hasn't really he started the season with fumbling issues, like a lot of them. But he's since straightened up. But I feel like you should be used. They should be interchangeable. So I'm not really realistically understanding that one.
He's, watching the guy run, man, he's definitely like a weapon in that not only is he getting yards, but like he's hurting. Like it hurts to tackle him. He's a big fucking guy. Right.
But I don't know. I think, but for me personally, I think that I'm happy for Drake May. I'm happy that he's in his second year. And because a lot of people was like, oh, Drake May's a bust last year, especially after last year. Last year, a lot of people was like, they were already writing him off. I'm like, this is his first year. What are we talking about? Now he's in the MVP conversation. So I just don't think, just watching that Patriots-Broncos game, and the Broncos defense is kind of similar to the Seahawks defense. Seahawks is a little better. Their secondary is crazy. So I don't know what they're gonna have to scheme up something really good to beat their defense. Because
you said the word earlier when you were talking about Seattle that I think very describes the Patriots very well, and that's complete. They're a complete team, whether you're talking about the running game with Henderson and Stevenson or tight end, Hunter Henry can do some damage, and then they spread the ball around between Diggs and Booty, and now Mac Hollins is back on the field. So it's a very complete team, and I think that's the advantage they probably do have on Seattle, is if Seattle is going to have success for the most part. Like, they have definitely won games without JSN having a big game, but usually it's, having to go 100 yards, 150 yards like he did this game. So I think that's the difference in how they win, is the Patriots can win without like one guy having a huge game, and usually it seems like JSN has to have a big game in order for Seattle, when they win.
And I think these are the number one seeds. So it's been rare for a while. We've had both the top seeds make Super Bowl, because typically one of them forgets how to play football and they fall on their face. But I guess both these teams was like, nah, not this year.
And I'd have to go through their linemen and stuff, but they follows the old trend of a healthy team. Usually the healthier teams that make it to this point too, and that haven't had big injuries.
Both these teams are healthy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, they're the Seattle's offense. Yeah, I think everybody's healthy at this point. And then you get 2 weeks. You get 2 weeks of rest before the Super Bowl starts, because you got the Pro Bowl. So you rest up. Whatever aches and ailments you have, you get those taken care of, and then you got a Super Bowl.
Yeah, it doesn't look good for McDermott, like you said, because even Mike Macdonald, this is what, his second, third season.
This is Mike Vrabel and Mike Macdonald's. Both this is their second year at this shit. And they both, you look at Seattle. Seattle was a middle of the road team last year. The Patriots won 4 fucking games the year before. Okay. So the turnaround these teams made, obviously we know what the changes Seattle made. There was not a whole lot of changes that New England made. I mean, it's just we got to figure it out. We got to get it together.
Yeah.
And that's basically what they did. Drake May figured out the offense, and he figured out he became his decision making has improved a lot since last year.
Yeah.
So, and then the deep ball. I mean, he's the best deep ball thrower in the league. So, a lot of things, and then outside of Ramondre Stevenson fumbling the fucking football, their run game isn't too bad.
And they were aggressive. I remember them being a big spending team, in free agency, especially on defense in the offseason. They did put a lot of money into the defense.
They put a lot of fucking money to that defense, and it showed.
Paid off. Yep.
It definitely paid off. So we just got to see if that money can take care of that Seattle offense. So we'll see. But again, with Bo Nix going down, I didn't see Denver having a shot. And there was only so much Jarrett Stidham could do.
Right.
That he hadn't played a game. He hadn't played an actual fucking football game in 2 years.
Right.
It's been a while. It's been some time. That's the AFC Championship is not the game to shake the rust off on. Maybe the divisional round, not the AFC Championship. No. The AFC Championship game is not that. That is no. We can't do it there. No. But he gave an effort. There's only so much you can do, but here we are. We got our Super Bowl set. Patriots Seahawks rematch. Are we going to have another fiasco where we don't run the ball on the 1 yard line? I don't know.
Do you have an opinion on Sean Payton as a person, or no?
As a person, no. I mean, I only hated him because he coached the Saints.
Okay.
And he brought them fuckers their only Super Bowl. So yeah, I didn't like him then. I have a problem with him now.
I can't get a read on him. So I'll see him in some press conferences and I'm like, oh, this guy's kind of cool. And then other ones I'm like, this guy's a fucking asshole.
That's Sean Payton though. But that's Sean Payton. Sometimes he'll be cool, sometimes he's an asshole. But that's just who he is. And that's his personality. But again, you look at Bo Nix. Bo Nix has to make a leap next year.
Yeah.
Bo Nix has to. The injury is going to be a setback, but he has to make a leap because their games. You look at it like this. The Chiefs were what, 15-1 last year in 1 score games, something of that nature.
Oh yeah, something crazy like that. Yeah.
And this year they could win a 1 score game to save their fucking life. You ain't gonna be able to do that next year because people are gonna pick up on that because a lot of their wins came late in the fourth quarter. Like their offense was shit for 3 quarters, and then the fourth quarter comes because of the defense. They are still in the game, so I think that's what it's gonna be. You're not gonna be able to rely on that defense a lot next year. You're gonna have to figure it out. You're gonna have to be able to stretch the field for fucking 4 quarters, not for a quarter. That's just not gonna work. And I think Sean Payton knows that. But Bo Nix is his guy. They're gonna figure it out.
Yeah. No, for sure. And it's just too bad he couldn't have played in, this weekend. I think it would have been a lot different.
Because when I got the notification, I was like, was it Bert? When? It's like, when the fuck did that happen?
Taking off is May. Drake May.
That's when that's how you know your guy wants it. Like he's like this. So when did Bo Nix break his ankle or break the bone in his ankle? Because I'm like, he played the whole game. He even took the final knee. I'm like, when the fuck did he break his ankle?
Supposedly it was like at the very, very end of the game. He did this like run play to the left and he got tackled, I think, behind the line of scrimmage or something like that. And I don't know. It just looked like his foot got caught up underneath him.
So it's not.
And then the next play, all he did was like snap it and took a knee. Yeah.
And he looked for us. I'm like, when? So I'm like, are we making stuff up to help the Patriots? Like, what the fuck are we doing? But he broke his hand. I was like, man, that is unfortunate. Yeah, Yeah, you can't do shit like this. That right there was dumb. Just take the sack, dude.
Yeah.
Just take the sack.
That was a rough play for Stidham.
Yeah, that was a very, 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 very rough play. One of those plays you shouldn't make.
That's a Carson Wentz play.
Yeah, just take the sack at this point. It's a 7-0 game. If you take the sack, it's 3rd and long, and you don't put him in that position.
I got some stone there. Everything.
Oh,
yeah.
How about that?
I think that would have put it tied it up before halftime.
That would have tied it up.
Or no, not before halftime, but
that would have tied it up. It'd have put him back in the game, but unfortunately, it got blocked. But what Mike Vrabel has done with those guys is crazy.
Set him up. That is an aggressive call, but a smart call.
absolutely, and that's why Mike Vrabel being there is why all the rumors about AJ Brown being traded there next year.
Look at these numbers. That is not going to win your Super Bowl.
Yeah, definitely not no 300 yards. I mean, 86 yards
total. Now, yeah, granted, the weather was kind of shitty. The weather was really shitty. So I give them that much, but they're gonna have to throw that ball against Seattle.
Yeah.
And Ramondre Stevenson's gonna have to do. He gonna have to get on the board at least once.
Lord will, man. Thank the good Lord. What atmosphere out here. Battle of the elements. Love this team. How about the defense? Love each and every one of them, man. Pass their back, baby. We got to go win one.
I bet you they happy as hell they going to be in San Francisco. I bet you they were like, we don't have to play in this shit. Oh, my God, I'm happy to be in San Francisco.
Oh, yeah.
But, yeah, man, it's – yeah, again, like you look at it, I think there's a lot that played a part into Sean McDermott getting fired. But I mean, you look at it, you missed the playoffs you missed the AFC Championship game a number of times. You've been in the AFC Championship a number of times, and it's the same shit. It's the same story. But I don't know. I don't think you're going to find nobody that's going to be able to replace him that's going to make that team better and that's going to get them over the hump.
Right.
Because the guys they were looking at was Brian. I know Brian Dable was one. And this is what I've been waiting to talk about. Because this motherfucker here.
Let's make a transition into some coaching hires.
I was hoping that he will hang out a little longer, but word on the street is that Arthur Blank did some funny shit that he didn't like.
Oh, no.
He was just like, yeah, nah, I'm good on that. So I'm like,
are you calling me?
No. So I don't know what happened. I don't know what transpired, but some funny shit took place and he didn't like it. But I understand. Taking the Giants job, I'd have taken the Giants job. I wouldn't have looked at any other team. The Giants had the best. They're the best option out of all the openings. The Giants are the best. Was the best team because you already have the quarterback. You got a walking CTE. Already, he just needs to heal, and then you got your established number one.
Yeah,
and the defense is pretty good too. So you just got to add a couple more pieces, a free agency draft. I think they'll be fine. I don't know what kind of splash they're going to make, but I can tell you this: Jackson Dart's not going to be in a concussion protocol 4 times in a year. I can tell you that much. I can guarantee you that shit.
It just seems like the perfect. I mean, if he wasn't going to be in Baltimore anymore, he was the biggest name on the market. This is exactly what the Giants needed to do. I mean, there's it's for how much they've sucked, since Eli Manning has not been the quarterback. Like they still look. There's something about the Giants. It's still a team that demands attention, some sort of respect in a way, and this gives them the respect that they've been looking for.
Yeah, you think about it. You've been shit. Your last playoff appearance was what? Some years ago?
Yeah, I mean, they barely made it with Daniel Jones, and they shouldn't have even been there.
Yeah, and then, your last Super Bowl win was in 2010? Was it 2010?
Good old helmet catch.
Yeah, like it was a long ass time ago. So at some point you gotta take a risk.
Yep.
5 years with John Harbaugh, I think you could do it. I think he can get y'all back to the glory days. At some point, he can make y'all competitive in that fucking division, because that division is shit. Let's just keep it real. Let's just be honest. What it is, the Cowboys are the Cowboys. Everybody knows that the Cowboys are going to be the Cowboys. Cowboys are going to give their fans false hope every year, and then when the time comes, they just pull the fucking rug and look, we're really shit. That's what happens. The Commanders are the Commanders. If Jaden Daniels can stay healthy, they'll be all right.
Yeah, I mean, this division is, I mean, it's got a borderline personality disorder. Yes, right now it looks bad just because the way it looks for the Commanders this past season, but I mean, Jaden Daniels is good enough to where they're the worst team in the division, and it's not going to take much for them to be legit again.
Yeah, and again, the Giants just. I think they need a culture change. That's what I think they need.
Any word? I don't really have any. I mean,
I don't.
It seems like he's familiar with the organization, and okay, he's a younger guy, and
I think this was a safe pick, and I think a lot of teams want to go younger.
By the way, I don't think we even said their names. We were just talking about John Harbaugh in New York, and now we're talking about Jesse Minter in Baltimore.
And he was with the Chargers. That's DC, right?
Yeah.
I think the Ravens need a culture change. And I think that's one of the reasons why they let John go, is because they need a culture change. They need to get back to that Baltimore Ravens football.
Yeah.
And I think that's why they brought Jesse Minter in to see if he can possibly do that. And maybe, Lamar could probably, figure the shit out on his end. But
this, to me, it feels like the same thing as McDermott to me. We said about Josh Allen. It's like, okay, obviously you got to a certain point with the coach, but it's like you also got to the certain point with Lamar. I mean, he hasn't gone over that hump, and it's like, I guess we're going to see this season. I mean, if it was just Harbaugh or if it was Lamar too. So I don't know. It's interesting that they just went head coach and not head coach and quarterback, but here we are.
I think the thing is, I can't say Lamar needs to take responsibility, because Lamar, he been getting his ass handed to him for a while. And the fact that there was 3 or 4 straight games where he didn't throw a single touchdown, that's a problem.
Yeah.
As a quarterback, to go multiple games without throwing a touchdown, and you have turnovers involved in those games, that's a problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think this is just going to be a culture change, just to shake some shit up and see who the problem really is, and see if we can move on from Lamar.
Right, and he's only 1 season removed from throwing like 41 touchdowns.
Yeah, right.
Ago.
Yeah,
the guy can fucking play. So
I think this is Mark Andrews' last. Well, Mark Andrews just signed a contract, didn't he?
Yeah, he just got an extension,
which is stupid, because you got a bunch of old guys. I mean, your youngest guy is fucking Zay Flowers. Outside of that, it's DeAndre Hopkins, Mark Andrews. You got a bunch of old fuckers trying to catch the ball. Like, you need to get younger. And I think that's what that Jesse Minter was about.
Yeah.
Now, this shit. So this hire has the Falcon fan base split directly down the middle.
Finally made it to Kevin Stefanski.
You got a bunch of people who hate it, a bunch of people who like it. I am one of those people who like it because I actually know what football is. And it's not just because a lot of the Falcon fans who don't like it is because they was like, oh, you should have got Mike Tomlin, or you should have got Dion, or you should have got. First of all, foremost, I don't want Dion coaching shit in Atlanta. Okay? I watched Jackson State. I watched Colorado. I don't want Dion anywhere near this fucking organization. I don't give a shit what you are talking about. And a lot of their shit is, it's for the culture. Fuck the culture. Okay? You don't know what Atlanta Falcons culture is? Atlanta Falcons culture is 28-3. That's what our fucking culture is. You understand me? 28-3 was in 2017. It is 2026, and we're still getting 28-3 jokes. March 28 every fucking year, never fails. That's what Atlanta culture is. I don't care about black culture at this point. Our Atlanta Falcons culture is 28-3. That's what our culture is. We haven't been to the playoffs since 2018. We are 2 seasons. No, I think we're 9 seasons behind. We're 9 seasons without a playoff win. We're 1 season behind the fucking Jets.
Damn.
You understand that? Do you understand? Since Dan Quinn's been fired, we've had 2 head coaches. 2. And neither one of them has been able to get us to the playoffs. We've had a lot of 8-9 and 8-8 seasons. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't mind this one because Kevin Stefanski took the Browns to the playoffs twice with nothing. He took it in 2020, and he took Joe Flacco ass to the playoffs. They got their shit scrambled by the Texans, but they still made the playoffs. He's been coach of the year twice. Yep. He's an offensive-minded head coach. That's something we need, especially with Penix. We need to figure it out. Everyone's talking about, well, he was 8-26. Listen, okay? You would be 8-26 too if you traded away your fucking first-round picks for a guy who likes to be inappropriate in massage rooms. Okay? All right? And then on top of that, you pay him $230 million guaranteed. This ain't the NBA. Y'all paid him $230 guaranteed money. And he's played all of a handful of fucking games.
Mm-hmm.
A handful of them.
Yeah.
There's been no success since you signed this dude. And then, and then on top of that, you come into this year's draft, and you take Dylan Gabriel instead of taking Shedeur. And then you want to throw Kevin Stefanski under the bus and be like, oh, that was his choice. No, motherfucker. The GMs make that decision. It's an agreement.
Right.
Okay? It's an agreement. And then everybody wants to say, oh, he was sabotaging Shedeur, blah, blah, blah. I don't give a fuck. There's never been a successful head coach in Cleveland. Okay? Cleveland has 0 championships. They have 0 championships. And they're one of the oldest franchises, and they have 0 championships.
You're making damn good points. And I think, the criticism comes from people just like viewing the Browns as a whole and like connecting him as, it would be a mistake to think, oh, the Browns have sucked the past few seasons, therefore the coach sucks. I mean, like you said, Stefanski was up for coach of the year not that long ago. And until I was, I hate to say it because I was a Deshaun Watson fan in Houston. So I hate thinking about how much of an immediate downward spiral that whole thing went on. But yeah, until he came to town, I mean.
But he wasn't that good in Houston. That's the one thing. That's the craziest thing for me. Like, he wasn't like, wow. He wasn't like jump off the paper like, we got to get his man $230 million.
Well, I
disagree
there.
No, sir. No, he was not $230 million guaranteed good. You putting him in the realm of Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson.
Yeah, absolutely.
He was not.
There was a time. There was a time where he was right there.
There was never a time. I disagree. Listen, he was okay in Houston.
He has fallen a lot. He's fallen pretty far from where he was, but I definitely think he was one of the more talented guys in the league when he was.
True, he was one of the more talented, but I wouldn't say he was. Nah, but
that said, I do like that Stefanski's coming in, with the good graces of Matt Ryan, the new football president, and he's bringing in the offensive coordinator he was working with, and Tommy Rees. So there's that continuity. We don't have to worry about who's calling the plays. We don't have to worry about terminology. We don't, all that stuff is already taken care of.
Yep, and that's going to make things so much easier for Penix. So the one thing that they have to make a decision on, because I don't think Penix is going to be ready for the season. Kirk Cousins is for sure gone. He's for sure. They're going to cut him. He's for sure out of here because he restructured his contract. He freed up like $30 million in salary. So I think for sure he's out of here. So at this point, they have to figure out, because there's nothing in the draft worth taking.
Right.
Quarterback-wise. Nothing at all.
Well.
No, nothing at all. I said what I said. There's nothing. We'll discuss that in a minute. There's nothing. There are some quarterbacks like Malik Willis could be an option. Possibly Justin Fields could be an option. Mac Jones, we can make a move for Mac Jones. He can be an option. Listen, hear me, okay? There's not a lot of things that this team could do that'll piss me off, okay? They take Tua, I will fly to Atlanta myself, and I would set that building on fire. You hear me? Training facility and all. Fuck Tua. No, absolutely not. No, I'm good. Tua.
I'm just saying, if you need another left-handed quarterback, there's not that many in the league.
We have one. He's hurt right now. Don't need one. Don't want that one. So Kyler. I'd even take Kyler.
Okay.
So I think at this point we still don't have a GM yet, so they'll figure that shit out once we get a GM. But I like the Kevin Stefanski hire. It brings in, we get an offensive-minded head coach, and we have Matt Ryan is going to be responsible for everything on the grass. Anything dealing with football, he is responsible for. And I think he's going to work closely with Kevin Stefanski and Tommy Rees and the rest of his staff to make sure Penix can be successful, and whatever quarterback they bring in to hold that spot while Penix get healthy. But I think it's going to.
You'd be open to another quarterback, right? Who has played for the Bears and the Steelers and the Jets.
Yeah. Justin Fields, yes, absolutely, 100%. I would definitely be open to bringing in Justin Fields because I think Justin, again, it's the Kevin Stefanski situation all over again. He got drafted by Chicago. He had a very piss poor head. I think he had 2 head coaches when he was in Chicago, right? He had a very piss poor head coach, so they couldn't get the job done. He goes to Pittsburgh. He plays 6 games. He was 4-2, and he looked good in those 4 games. One of which the games he beat us, and then he goes to the Jets. Nothing can survive the Jets. Aaron Rodgers barely survived. Aaron Rodgers barely survived the fucking Jets. How he managed, I don't know.
Sam Darnold was on the Jets.
Sam Darnold. Anything that goes to the Jets dies. Anything that goes to Cleveland dies. It's just what it is. Those are poverty franchises. Those are bad franchises. You can't survive a bad franchise. It's just what it is. You cannot survive a bad franchise. So you put Justin Fields in the Jets, yeah, he's going to look terrible. Yes, he's going to get hit. Yes, he's going to have concussions because no one's protecting him. And you only have one good fucking receiver, and the rest of them they don't know how to get separation and save their fucking life. So, yes, I would take Justin Fields if he's available. So, but I do like the Kevin Stefanski hire, and I don't think we're going to make a massive jump, but I think we're going to see some improvements in the offense.
I think I love it again. And like you said, the Penix thing, his health is going to be huge in the beginning of the season. Drake London, I mean, he kind of finished the season banged up, so hopefully he's healthy to start. See if they bring back Kyle Pitts. I think they will, but see if they bring him back. Where do you stand on him? Would you bring him back? Would you want to bring him back? It's probably going to be. I don't know what the
franchise tag him.
Yeah,
I think franchise tag him. See how well he does in Stefanski's offense, because you see how David Njoku and that Fanning kid they flourished in that offense. So yeah, I if we can franchise tag him, bring him back, give him a prove it year, and he proves it, then yeah, let's give him a big deal.
Yeah. What do you think about this one?
This wasn't surprising. Listen to me. Robert Saleh is a really good coach. Again, where was he a head coach at? The Jets. Yeah. Exactly. So yes, he's gonna look terrible. Robert Saleh took a defense that had none of its starters. None. Zero of his starters. And made it to the division round in the playoffs.
Yep.
Not only were he playing with a bunch of third stringers, like they were a top defense. They were playing good defense, and all of them were fucking third stringers. So yeah, he deserves this. I think he's gonna fix that defense for sure. That Titans defense is gonna have a big boost in energy come next season.
Yeah.
He needs to find a good OC though, for sure.
Right.
He's gonna need a good OC because you got Cam Ward and you don't have anything on the offensive side as far as weapons.
Yep.
Like the tight end is probably the only good thing they have. Other than that, they are shit. So you're gonna need a really good. You're gonna need to bring in a really good OC, because if not, it's gonna be bad. It's gonna be really, really bad. But I like this hire for Tennessee though. He's gonna change this franchise.
Yeah. This could be like this could have Patriot vibes to it, as far as taking the young quarterback and really giving the defense a boost. But I don't think they have the. I'm not feeling the same.
They don't have the weapons.
Yeah, they don't have the weapons, so they're gonna have to,
free agent the shit out of it this year.
I don't think AJ Brown's coming back to Tennessee, so they got to figure that out.
Yeah, they're gonna have to. They're gonna for sure have to figure out. I think they can do it through free agent. I think they have a lot of money though. They have a lot of money. There. Let me go back up a little bit. Just a little bit more. Yeah,
nope,
there it is.
There we go.
They have 93 and a half. They got 93.5 million in cap space.
Wow.
You know what you can do with $93.5 million? You can sign some motherfucking people.
Like to find out.
You can get you some good offensive weapons because that's what they need. Their defense, I think the back end could use a little help, but I think you focus on getting your young quarterback some veteran receivers to come in and help him out. Maybe bring in a veteran running back because the one you got now, they're garbage. They're garbage. They're garbage. They're absolute garbage. So,
yeah.
But Robert Saleh is a good hire. I like that. I like the first three hires.
You know what?
A little head scratchy.
I would be. I'd be looking at long and hard at George Pickens if I were them, seeing if he wants to come to town.
That too. But I think the Cowboys probably gonna re-sign him. This was a bit head scratchy.
Yeah, this one I don't like this one for Miami.
I didn't either, and I know I saw an article that the head coach had a lot to do with Tua, and I think what they're doing instead of being adults about the shit, they decided they wanted to bring in a head coach that possibly wanted to get rid of Tua. So instead of them as an organization telling Tua, "Hey, you're not our guy. We want to let you go," we are going to we're going to bring in a head coach that possibly might let you go because you're not his guy. So I don't know. I maybe I could be wrong, but I just don't. I didn't understand. I didn't understand this hire for me at all. I mean, their defense. I mean, I don't know. Maybe they saw something we didn't see, but they're not. I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know what to say about this one.
Yeah, this one I don't like, and we're on USA Today. It says, by no means is Hafley an egregious hire, which, I mean, when you got to start it out like that, it's probably not good.
No, exactly, 100%.
It's already like, listen, we get it. It's not great, but it's not egregious.
No. It's not the worst hire, but it definitely didn't make sense. But I think this hire probably had something to do with them possibly wanting to get rid of Tua. So,
and I don't know, especially when they traded, and I get it, like you want to get the pieces that you want, and it's not necessarily means that you can't coach just because you want more talented players.
Right.
But I think that like trading for Micah Parsons was kind of an admission that like they weren't developing the guys that they had the way they thought they would. So I don't know. The whole thing is just kind of, I don't think it's going to be a good move for the Dolphins, and they'll be looking for a coach pretty soon, basically.
I 100% agree. 100% agree.
Now there's another name on here that I don't know if it was like too late to add to the list, but the Steelers have themselves a new head coach as well.
Listen, I have never seen an entire franchise collectively, a collective fan base, collectively crash out the way the Pittsburgh Steelers fan base is doing right now. Why would you hire Mike McCarthy?
Because
tell me
they want to. They probably asked Aaron Rodgers who he wants to be the coach.
What the fuck why would you bring in Mike McCarthy? I don't. You had 19 years of success, 19 years of excellence. And then you bring in this bozo who hadn't had success since 2010. Why? What are we doing here?
Hey, he's a Pittsburgh native.
Who the fuck cares? He's 62 years old. Most of the hires outside of John Harbaugh, most of the new head coach hires are young guys. You bring in him for what? Why would you bring in Mike McCarthy?
Because he's a Pittsburgh native. He's been there before, and he's Aaron Rodgers' first choice.
I'm not a Pittsburgh fan, and I don't. And I felt when I got the notification, I was like, "What? Why?"
I can tell you this: my buddy Ty is a diehard Pittsburgh fan, and I could feel through the text messages how he's an excited guy. He can get excited to be, he's a little Jack Russell Terrier when he talks about things, and there was no air in his balloon. He just totally was not into this one.
Can you blame him?
I mean, it was really something.
How would you feel if your team fired what's his name, your head coach, and they brought in Mike McCarthy? How would you feel?
Well, technically, I hate to do that. Didn't Tomlin kind of like he didn't get fired, right? He's like stepping away for this season.
He stepped away. So Mike Tomlin decided to say, "I had enough of this shit. I'm gone. Like, y'all figure this shit out. I'm not stressing over this shit no more." So how would you feel as coming from an Eagles fan if your team fired your head coach and they brought in Mike McCarthy?
Well, look, as an Eagles fan, I always thought he was a goofball, just like you said, and standing there on the Cowboys sidelines. But
exactly,
I also know the success that he had in Green Bay, specifically with Aaron Rodgers.
That was a long time ago.
It was a long time ago.
It was a long time. It was 15 years ago. That was a long time ago.
Somehow it feels like this Pittsburgh team has been on the cusp of
Of what?
the same players, the same Super Bowl window for the last like decade. Every year I'm like, oh, it's going to be, Cam Hayward's last season, TJ Watt's last season. They keep playing, so I'm wrong. But like, again, if the plan is to keep Aaron Rodgers, you don't have time to like break in and develop chemistry with a new
Let
young.
Aaron Rodgers walk. Let him go.
But he is still
let Elsa let it go. God damn it! Let him retire. Let him leave. Let Aaron Rodgers go. It is time to move on.
He is still the key to this team having any shot at the postseason next year.
False. Pittsburgh will not see another championship. They won't see the AFC championship. No, not with Aaron Rodgers at the helm.
He was fine.
He looked bad. There was a majority of the season, Aaron Rodgers looked bad. There was not a lot of games where it was like, oh my God, this is Aaron Rodgers. There's not a lot of games of those this year.
Look, that's called the curse of Aaron Rodgers because he's looked so good his whole career. When he finally looks average, he looks bad. Average Aaron Rodgers looks bad like other quarterbacks, but it's actually good quarterbacking. It's just bad Aaron Rodgers.
Oh my God. Listen, I'm sorry. I don't
think you knew how much of a fan I was.
I think this is going to just put them right back where they were at when they had Tomlin. They're going to have 9 wins, 10 wins, and they're going to be just bad enough to miss the playoffs, but just good enough to not get a top 10 pick. So I don't like it. I hate it. I despise it. I think you should just say, fuck it, scratch it, and let's rebuild this shit. Cameron Hayward needs to go. He's old. Let him retire. Aaron Rodgers is another one. Needs to retire. TJ Watt he needs to follow his brother's footsteps and move along. It's over. It's done. It's kaput. I need to move on because that team without TJ Watt is fucking terrible defensively. Without TJ without TJ Watt, they are terrible. They're terrible.
They're not.
They are.
Alex Highsmith and Nate Herbig. I think it's Nate.
We're not going to do that.
Nick Herbig.
Their record without TJ Watt is not a good record. It's not a good record without it.
All right.
I think
if you're going to throw numbers and stats at me, I'm not going to argue with you.
I think
you're going to fight with facts, buddy. Come on.
I think they should have. I understand why they hired McCarthy. I do. I understand it. But I think you should just scratch it just because the Pittsburgh fan base was expecting a rebuild. That's why they're pissed right now. That's why they're freaking the fuck out as to why you hired McCarthy, because a lot of them were expecting, all right, it's time for us to rebuild from the ground up. Now, with Pittsburgh is one of those organizations that's not going to become a poverty franchise. They're not going to be Cleveland. They're not going to be the Jets. So your rebuild won't be the same because you still have good players. You still have good young talent. You just got to figure out the quarterback and the coach position. You figure those two out, you'll be okay. Mike McCarthy wasn't the answer.
No.
Mike McCarthy wasn't the answer.
Seeing that, even yourself would agree that there's nobody in this particular draft class upcoming quarterback-wise that's going to save them. So doesn't it make sense to kind of ride this next season out with Rodgers and wait till this Arch Manning,
you want to know why?
Julian Slayton, Dante Moore, like all-time quarterback class?
Here, I'm explaining why. Brett Favre, the exact same reason. Remember what happened with Brett Favre? They had, when he went to Minnesota, they had this spectacular ass season. They made the playoffs. They made it to the NFC Championship, and then he gets hurt. The following year, Brett Favre looked like a old man. He looked terrible. The Vikings were shit. He was shit, and his last season was god fucking awful. Sometimes you need to learn when to ride off into the sunset. Sometimes you need to know when to do it. Sometimes you need to know just like, all right, this ain't for me no more. It's time for me to leave. And Rodgers ain't figured that shit out yet. But he will next season. Because I don't think it's like you only getting older. Like he's what, 42 now?
Yeah.
He'll be 43. You're not Tom Brady.
That is how that works, yeah.
You're not Tom Brady. I'm sorry. You're not fucking Tom Brady. So there is absolutely no fucking reason. No, you're not in the same. You're not in the same class as Tom Brady.
Listen, how many times have you heard? And I'm being serious here. How many times have you heard NFL analysts say Aaron Rodgers may not have the rings Tom Brady has, but he's a more talented quarterback? I've heard that so many times.
And all those people, they're analysts for a reason. Okay, shut the fuck up. No, there's not the same. They're not even the same class. No, fuck no. Tom Brady is up here. Aaron Rodgers is like right there in the middle. Not the same level. They're not even the same level. No, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not doing this. We're not doing this. We're not going to do this. We're not going to sit here and act like this Aaron Rodgers is the same Aaron Rodgers that can compete with the Tom Brady that was with Tampa Bay. It's not going to happen.
I think he's a good enough version of himself to, as we've seen, get to the playoffs.
And do what?
Listen
to what I'm saying. Here's what I'm telling you. He ran into the Texans defense and they butt fucked him.
They certainly did.
For 60 minutes. For 60 minutes. There was elder abuse, legal elder abuse on national TV for 60 minutes. It's only going to get worse. Like these teams, these defenders are not getting slower. They're getting faster. They're getting stronger. And the last thing Aaron Rodgers needs to get abused on TV again is I don't like it. I don't like the fact that just call it. Just let it go.
Well, don't you
basketball? You gotta let it go.
As the general manager of the Steelers, don't you feel better telling yourself after watching that? You say, "Hey, are you telling me all I got to do is draft another offensive lineman or pay another offensive lineman to get in here, and we got just another, rather than tear it all down and get a new quarterback and a 30-some-odd-year-old head coach?"
That's how the NFL works. That's how it works. Think about these franchises that were great for so long, and now look where they're at. New England, look how long it took them to get back to where they're at. The Bengals, same thing. Buffalo was shit before Josh Allen. Buffalo was that team that when you saw it on the schedule, they were like Miami. Oh, we got an easy win. Now
can I just ask, NFL Channel, what the fuck? I'm finally getting Seahawks Rams highlights. It took this long. I watched the entire game from like 2012 before I fucking.
Yeah, that's what they do. They gotta get past everything, and you gotta get it. But yes, again, you at some point as a franchise, you gotta understand. Okay, we have to really rebuild this thing. Like it's if Aaron Rodgers was 5 years younger, I would say okay. But he had an Achilles injury at the ripe age of fucking 41. It's not a good injury to have at that age. Then he came back and had to stand behind that same fucking offensive line and get abused again for 18 weeks. And then he got lucky and ended up with Pittsburgh, and the same fucking thing. He looks slow. He don't look great. Okay? He doesn't look great. And I need my quarterback to look somewhat above average.
You're not going to want to hear this. But I actually like where Pittsburgh's at quarterback-wise.
Of course you do.
I think they have Aaron Rodgers. I think Mason Rudolph is one of the more capable backups in the league. He can come in and
kept Kenny Pickett.
And then when Will Howard, if he's healthy again, I like him as a potential, just see what he's got. He was good at Ohio State.
A lot of people are good at Ohio State, but then they get to the league and they forget how to play football in the playoffs and throw fucking 4 interceptions. But hey, we're not going to talk about that. Okay?
I'm excited for him, for Riley Leonard, to see what he's got next year. Then it'd be interesting. I didn't even want to say his name, but that's going to take us down a road we don't need to go on, Riley Leonard, because that just where the hell did Anthony Richardson end up? So
Pittsburgh is going to be an interesting situation. I feel bad for Mike McCarthy because I don't think I've ever seen a coach more hated by an entire fan base just off the hire, off itself. Like, they hate this man. Like,
Yeah.
they don't understand. Nobody in Pittsburgh understands why he was hired.
Nope.
So, hey, man, y'all got to figure that shit out. But
So let me ask you this. Let's make another transition here.
Mhm.
Obviously, you know, Indiana, they went ahead and they won the national championship.
hey, man, I called that bullshit, didn't I? I told you, man. People didn't understand. Like, oh, Carson. Let me say this before we.
Let me ask you this. No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Let me say this before we transition to what we get to transition to. Carson Beck did this to himself. Okay? Carson Beck created this fucking narrative that Georgia made him hate football and that he wasn't having fun and this and that. Nobody mistreated Carson Beck at Georgia. Not a single person. Carson Beck was welcomed at Georgia. Nobody did anything to him to make him hate fucking football. That bitch needed a reason to go to Miami because he didn't want to stay with Georgia anymore. He needed a reason to go to Miami. So he had to concoct this bullshit story about how, I hate football and fuck that. I'm not trying to hear that shit no more. Everybody was like, oh, y'all gonna miss Carson. No, we're not. We tried to tell everybody. We tried to tell Miami fans. They didn't want to listen to us. Oh, his first game, he threw some. That's cool. That's what Carson does. And then he'll fuck you over. Just like he did in the national championship. Now y'all understand why we didn't care. Carson Beck did what he did to himself. He tried to play this victim role that we didn't do shit to Carson Beck. Not a fucking thing. We accepted him even after his bullshit, after the games where he kept saying, we accepted Carson Beck. He chose to leave. And guess what? Instead of staying at Georgia and possibly being a day 1, day 2 guy, now your bitch ass is going to be undrafted.
Okay. Well, he just answered my questions.
So,
you think he's going undrafted?
100%. If he doesn't, he's going to be a day 3 guy. There's nobody who watched Carson and was like, I need a guy like him. Because guess what he did? Because guess what? A lot of his losses, he blamed his teammates. Like, outright, like, he threw people under the bus. You can't bring that into your locker room.
Yeah.
No. So, that's my piece. I've been over that for a while.
Yeah, I saw. If the quote wasn't really from him, then I apologize, Carson Beck, for besmirching your name on our little show here. But I saw a quote from him about not shaking Fernando Mendoza's hand after the game, that he doesn't owe anyone a handshake and he just owes it to himself to play better. And blah.
Yeah,
blah,
that's something he would say. Don't be a dick. Like, you sold the game. Right. Nobody else. Again, I watched that game because I wasn't going to, but I was like, let me watch this. Let me just watch this shit play out the way I expected to play out. And he looked fucking awful. He looked fucking terrible. He looked slow. He looked like he was stuck in concrete. That rush was coming, and he was just like, what the fuck do I do?
Yeah.
He made a couple good throws, but if it wasn't for the receiver and running back, he was... Dude, they built that defense bailed them out a lot.
Man, that Tony and the running back there, Fletcher, those guys can play for sure. Those guys can play.
Those are gonna be guys you're gonna see on fucking Sundays. Yeah. Carson Beck, everybody on the depth chart got to get hurt. That's what's gonna happen.
I think he could go the highest 4th round, but I think he could go in the 4th round still, just based on arm talent, size, and where he's played so far, like just the experience. I still think he could go in the 4th round.
The thing is for me is you can't make yourself a victim. You can't sit there and say, oh, I love football again. Bitch, we didn't do anything to you. You got hurt you got hurt in the SEC championship game. It happens. You get hurt. You can't concoct a story to make yourself the victim just because you wanted to leave Georgia. Just fucking leave.
Yeah.
If you want to jump in the portal and go. You didn't have to make this fucking story out and then make yourself the victim, and then you want to pretend like you're this awesome quarterback when, again, like before, I called that shit well before he threw that interception. I was like, here's where Carson Beck forgets how to play football. And sure as shit, I watched that play 3 to 4 times the next day. And I'm still trying to figure out where the fuck he was throwing that ball to. Because based on the coverage, there was only a small window you could have put that bitch through. And it had to have been on point or overthrown.
Yeah.
And he short-armed that hoe, and it was intercepted. You can't throw in the double coverage and short-arm it. Like, it has to be overthrown. And then the wildest part about it is, this is why we didn't care if he left. He didn't see the field. If he would have just not forced it, he had at least 20 yards he could have gained. At least 20. Just running.
Oh, yeah.
Just running. Because nobody was there. The whole left side of the field was open. You had at least 20 yards. But Carson Beck being Carson Beck, he wanted to play Superman, and it bit him in the ass. And when he threw that interception, listen to me, there has never been a time where I have felt so much satisfaction when I realized Carson Beck is Carson Beck.
So you think Seattle's got the winning recipe? You think they're gonna beat the Patriots in the Super Bowl?
100%. There's not even going to be. I don't think it's gonna be close. I don't think it's gonna be a Denver Broncos Seattle game, like when Seattle beat Denver 20 to I think like 29 or something. Yeah, I don't think it's something like that. But I think
Peyton Manning's fucking mannequin was out there.
Right. I think Denver's defense. I think the Patriots defense they're gonna make plays. I just don't think that they're gonna be able to make enough plays because Seattle's offense is explosive. And Jackson Smith-Njigba is a hard man to cover. Christian Gonzalez is going to have a long – he better come strapped up because he's going to have a long fucking night trying to cover that boy. And the Rams tried everything. They tried everything. They tried all coverages. They tried everything. And 150 yards later, yeah, it didn't work.
I wish I caught most of that game because, I mean, I knew JSN and Nakua were going to put on a show. They sure did.
Yeah, they did. But now, here's the thing. A guy like Stafford, I think it's time for Stafford to walk away. And the only reason why I say that is because there's only so much your body can take. Because, I mean, he started – like, we didn't think he was going to play this year.
Yeah, he came into the year like, oh, he's going to need an epidural. He's going to need this and that.
Yeah, like they were talking about he's going to need an epidural on the sidelines. He's going to need this. He's going to need that. But he still looks good. He's throwing the ball. He looks great. Compared to Aaron Rodgers, I don't think so.
See why you got to use the.
I don't think so.
Okay, fine. Here's what I was going to say before you brought that shit up. All right. Do you remember Peyton Manning on the Broncos and how different? By the end of it, it looked like he was throwing lollipops out there to guys. Like
he should, yeah.
Aaron Rodgers still puts that ball on a rope. Okay, just like Tom Brady did. Just like fucking who were we just talking about?
But
Matt Stafford.
The difference with Peyton Manning was Peyton Manning had a lot of neck issues.
Right.
So your neck and your arm is kind of like all in one. So I give him a pass on why he was throwing fucking ducks in the middle of the field. I understand that part. But at the same time, I'm telling you, he just I don't know. I don't know I don't know. I honestly think he had a lot to do with Mike McCarthy being hired as the head coach.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think he had a lot to do with it, and I hope he knows what he's doing, and I hope Mike McCarthy understands what he's getting himself into, because they fire coaches after 1 year.
Hey,
So
for us, Aaron Rodgers dynasty owners, this is what we needed to hear. One more season, baby.
Ask Pete Carroll. Okay, they fire coaches after 1 year. Okay, no matter if they just signed you to a multi-year deal, they will fire you after 1 year. So
that's still, I mean, a big name like him, the big contract he got, you know.
I think Tom Brady has something to do with that. Tom Brady had. I don't think because Tom Brady didn't have a lot of say-so last year. And the people that they brought in, I don't think Tom Brady cared for. And now this year, Tom Brady's going to have a lot of say in, everything. So I'm thinking that may play a part in who they bring in as a head coach. And then what they do as far as personnel. Geno for sure is gone. Geno would have had to pack his bags after week 18. Yeah, I told him, don't come back. Grab your shit, clean out your locker. You're gone for sure. We just got to make it official. Geno can't come back. You can't play football. Like,
what are your I should have mentioned this earlier. I didn't want to go out on this, but what are your thoughts about like the idea that Philly's having trouble hiring offensive coordinators because their fucking last one got his house egged or toilet paper or something?
I'm gonna say I think it's Jalen Hurts.
You think it's Jalen Hurts?
I think it's Jalen Hurts. I think Jalen Hurts is the problem. I think Jalen Hurts is. I think that's why they're finding it difficult, because who the fuck doesn't want to coach AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, and Saquon Barkley along with Dallas Goedert? Who the fuck don't want to coach that?
Right.
I would find an opportunity. I would coach the fuck out of that. But I think it's Jalen. It has to be. It's either Jalen or it's your head coach. It has to, something in the middle is keeping them for not something's happening that nobody wants to come in and coach.
Yeah.
Because I think a lot of it because your previous OC took a lot of blame for the shit that happened this season, and no one's like pointing the finger at Jalen like, hey guy, you can't go into a full quarter with 124 fucking yards in a playoff game.
Yeah.
It don't work that way. You can't barely throw for 300 yards at home at a regular. You just can't do it. Like I think that's what I'll be honest, man. I think Jalen might be a problem. I know y'all like him. He won y'all a Super Bowl, and I get that. But y'all might have to look at Jalen and be like, hey guy, you gotta figure this shit out, because this ain't it. This ain't what we want. Like we need, like if they're gonna criticize any quarterback as being a running back, he'd be the one.
There's only one man who I would be okay with transitioning to, and that's Fernando Mendoza.
That would be a fucking disaster. Again, I called him like JJ McCarthy part 2.0. Here's great. He threw for 40 more yards than JJ McCarthy did, and he had the one rushing touchdown.
See, I think he's more Kirk Cousins than JJ.
What?
I think he's going to be way more like Kirk Cousins than JJ.
Kirk Cousins can actually throw the ball though. And listen, sir, 186
I'll find out that Fernando like pickpockets you. I don't know what he kicked your dog one day. I don't know what he did.
186 yards, no touchdowns, don't work for me. Not for a quarterback. Not a national title game. Your defense, again, the defense in the run game carried him. But you cannot do that. 186 yards. 186 yards.
Hey, that's what he needed.
186 yards.
So he needed to win the game.
This was killing me. 186 yards. And no touchdowns. I can't do that. I can't do it. I can't give it to him.
All
But
right.
he I would say at the very least, no team's going to make that mistake like the Vikings did. But the Raiders are on the board, and again, Tom Brady was at the national title game, so he's taking one of those quarterbacks.
They're taking him.
They're taking one of them.
They're taking him.
Fernando Mendoza is probably going to be. He's going to be that pick, and man, that is going to. You think that's going to suck? That is going to. I wouldn't do it. I don't think Mendoza's on anybody's board right now.
You're crazy, dude. You're so crazy. He's top of everyone's board.
Let me rephrase it.
You and Derek Carr are the only people who think he's
let me rephrase it.
I hope that makes you happy. You and Derek Carr.
For day one. Let me rephrase it. He may be a day 2, day 3 guy. I don't see him on anyone's board as a day 1 guy except the Raiders. Like I just don't see it. If you take him day 1 at the number 1 pick, kiss your franchise goodbye.
This is the let me figure out the name of this fucking podcast that you need to go on.
The one for Derek Carr?
Homegrown with Derek and David Carr.
But again, you got 2 guys who barely could play the quarterback position. Okay? Derek and David suck ass. David was worse because he was with the Texans.
Homegrown.
Yeah, they're homegrown, all right. They're definitely fucking homegrown. But I agree. I agree that he won the Heisman for a reason.
Yeah.
I don't agree with him winning the Heisman, but he won the Heisman for a reason. And I think the Ohio State game played a big part in him winning it. His defense did carry him. Again, everything I'm comparing him to, J.J. McCarthy did the same thing. He had a really good defense and a really good run game.
Yeah.
But there is something I wanted to mention that we didn't mention. Did
Okay.
you see that Mr. Phillip Rivers was interviewing for the Buffalo job?
Oh, dude. How great is that? He's living, I mean, I love when these guys just live
He's
their
doing side
best
quests
life.
at this point, dude.
I'm all for it.
He's doing side quests at this point. Like you come off the couch for after 5 years, you play in 2 games?
Yeah.
And rightfully so, they benched you because they didn't want the Texans to kill you. I get it. It makes sense. But now you're interviewing after you got 5 years of head coaching at a high school, and I think he can get the Buffalo job. It's not gonna work out for him, but I think he can do it. It's like Jeff Saturday.
Doesn't he have like 6 more kids he's got to coach in high school? Like he's got to wait till they're done, then he can go to the pros.
This man is doing whatever it takes. And the crazy thing is, so I think they said his insurance reset. So I guess because after 5 years as an NFL player, you get like full insurance for 5 years. And he was right on the cusp of his shit expiring. And then he was like, you know what? Fuck that Hall of Fame shit. I could wait another couple years. He's like, fuck the Hall of Fame. I'm wanting to go back and play.
On that note, we got to get the hell out of here.
Hey, man, you got to beat the system somehow.
That's right. Well, thanks for chatting with me, dude. I did have a good time. Can't wait for this Patriots Seattle Super Bowl. We'll be ready for it, baby. We'll be back and we'll be talking about it.
Yeah, we're gonna see what all the news leading up to it, who's in, who's out. I think everybody should be healthy for the most part. I think this is gonna be a very fun game.
Wow. I didn't see that touchdown by Puka in the very corner. That was great.
Yeah, that's it. That's the play right after the 15-yard penalty.
Oh shit.
That is the exact play. That's the play right after the 15 yards.
Wow.
And Puka gets up and he's talking shit. But yeah, that play where he catches it in the corner, like, yeah, that was the play right after the penalty. Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Oh, Browns are interviewing Anthony Lynn for their head coach.
Because that's another one I meant to bring up to you. I know we're supposed to get off, but did you hear what they have to do? Do you hear what they're doing to these coaches in Cleveland? So
No.
Cleveland is making them take a personality test along with a multi-part essay and some additional homework they have to do just to interview for this fucking job. That's why Mike McDaniel pulled out. Who else? There was another coach that was like, yeah, go fuck yourself. And now you're bringing in Anthony. I got to jump through hoops for a head coaching job? I got to do an essay? Fuck out of here. For what? Just so I can go forward and fucking 13? Get the fuck out of here. No, I'm good. That organization is in shambles right now.
The only way they could salvage it and make it like not good, but at least entertaining would be to bring in Dion. That's the only way they could make it like, okay, at least I'll watch this.
That's why Colorado brought his black ass in there. It was just like, we got to get eyes on this team, even if they don't play well. Dion has not coached. He has not had a decent record with the Buffs since being there. They have been terrible. They have been absolute terrible.
But you know what? They sell a lot of merch.
Exactly. They sell a lot of merch. You get rappers and actors and at your games, and just so you can get blown out by 40. You get blown up by 40 by Nebraska for no reason. Like, I don't understand. I don't understand why people still believe that Dion can coach. Now, don't get me wrong. He's a great leader of men. He's a great mentor. Like the shit that he has going for them, the rules and regulations, I like it. But it's not translating on the field.
No. Man, I can't. We got so much more to talk about even after this. Like, I can't wait to talk about like the whole Dylan Raiola saga.
Fuck him.
And just
fuck him. I hope he never sees the field for the rest of his fucking career. I hope he suffers. I hope everything inconvenient happens to him. I'm happy that quarterback went back. I'm happy he went back. I'm glad he went back. Now you guys sit your bitch ass on this fucking bench and ride the pine for the rest of the season, you bitch ass. Listen, Dylan Raiola, I hate him. I hate everything about him. And I hate him more than I hate Carson Beck. And the reason is because this bitch ass, he was like, yeah, I'm going to Georgia. He committed. And his bitch ass decommitted and went to Nebraska. For what? So you can look like Patrick Mahomes? You can pretend to be Patrick Mahomes? For what? You went there and you got your shit pushed in, and then you break your fucking ankle or tear whatever, and then you miss the rest of the season. Now you want to transfer.
Yeah.
Because what? You didn't think you thought you were going to be good? Nope. I hope he never sees the field for the rest of his college career.
Okay, well, there's a little sneak preview for the next episode, folks. Just a little taste of what you can expect next time around. I'm Dylan. That's Nate. And we will see you guys next time.
Dylan Raiola. Bro, that